My name is Andy Hawley. I'm a senior security engineer for Digital Security and Trust. I'm primarily responsible for running the BuckeyePass and the Privileged Access Management services. So BuckeyePass is our multi-factor authentication system. The whole point behind that is that passwords kind of suck. They're easy to guess, they're hard to create. So by adding a second level of authentication to each one of your logins, we get the opportunity to be more sure that you are who you are when you log in. We currently have about 200,000 active users. So that is faculty, that's staff, that's students. We have alumni, we have guests, visiting scholars, researchers at the Med Center, right? Everyone in the university really has access to it, and they have access to that institutional data, and so that's why we protect it. Each system, whether it's behind single sign-on or Microsoft Azure logins, we pick based on the risk of those systems, whether or not they need multi-factor authentication. We define what we call an authentication assurance level. Basically, how sure do we want to be that you are who you say you are? So for certain systems, maybe a read-only system, a knowledge-based system, we don't need to be as confident you are who you say you are. If you're logging into something like Workday, then we want to be very sure that you are who you say you are, because maybe you have access to HR data, or maybe you're logging in to change your direct deposit, and we don't want those things being redirected. So we started Duo with BuckeyePass in 2016. Prior to that, we had the old hard token RSA multi-factor system, but that was a very limited set. Only a few people in the university had it. It wasn't until we got the Duo product that we rolled that out to all the faculty and staff across the university, and eventually the students. The real strength of Duo is that it supports multiple factors. Prior to Duo, we only had the RSA tokens. We also have the push, we have mobile passcodes that you can generate from your phone, but we're also looking at newer technologies that Duo supports. There are more secure methods of push that we're looking at. There's things like security keys, so YubiKeys, Touch ID. Duo supports those, and if you have one and it's available to you, you're welcome to use those. We're also looking very closely at things like passkeys. So if you've heard about, Google and Apple, and they're starting to roll out passkeys on your phone, those are very similar to YubiKeys, but using the hardware in your phone. So you should see those coming soon. And over time, the allowable factors for Duo change. When we first rolled it out, we allowed phone calls. We no longer allow those because there were security concerns there. They're easy to intercept and things like that. So we're always constantly changing. We're always constantly looking at which one of those factors is strong enough and which ones we should use and where we should use them. I think the biggest success is just the number of attacks that we know we've stopped. Again, it's really easy for someone's password to get compromised, and Duo is constantly catching accounts with compromised passwords and stopping those login attempts. That's huge for us, that we can see those attacks and we can see that we're stopping them.